Hello, my name is Taylor, and today I'm going to show you how to use our YAN assay test kit. I have here in front of me everything that comes with the kit, along with some other suggested items and materials you will need. You will need a calibrated pH meter with 0.02 pH resolution. Our SC200 or SC300 will work perfectly for this test. You will also need some TA titrant, so make sure to order some with your kit if you do not already have some. Most of the items you probably already have, or at least have something similar. You can view the manual online for a complete list of suggested items. We recommend checking and adjusting YAN as needed at the beginning of fermentation or prior to the beginning of fermentation. Be careful about adjusting YAN later in fermentation because of possible bad outcomes. We recommend checking various sources online about adjusting YAN later in fermentation if you need to. Daniel Pambianchi touches on this in his book, Modern Home Winemaking, which is available for purchase on our website. Let's get started. Here I have one wine sample I will be testing today. You will need to clarify your sample before you can proceed, so I have decided to decant ours by pulling out the sample and letting it settle for a little while. If you have a filter or centrifuge, you can use it here. Next, we will degas our sample. This is a very important step, so make sure you do not forget to do it. Degas the sample by adding about 15 mils to a container with a lid, and then shake the container for about 15 seconds and release the pressure. You may need to do this 2 or 3 times until the outgassing ceases. Okay, looks like we're ready to proceed. In the newest version of the procedure for the YAN test, we have added a color indicator for the pH adjustment step. If your YAN reagent is not yellow, your solution does not have the color indicator, and you will need to adjust the pH of your YAN reagent using your pH electrode. To make the adjustment, pour enough YAN reagent into the provided 15 ml conical tube. You will need 2 mils per sample, but you must take a minimum of 5 mils at a time. You can use one of the provided transfer pipettes for this step, but if you have a glass burette, you should use it here. My glass burette is filled with the TA titrant. Now add the TA titrant 1 drop at a time and make sure to mix well between additions. The reagent will turn from a yellow-orange to a magenta-red color. This is the endpoint. If you used a pH meter to do this, your pH should be somewhere between 6.5 and 8.5. Here is my degassed wine sample from earlier. I'm going to take 10 mils of my sample and put it in my beaker here, or anything you have that is similar will work. Add 10 mils of DI water, and now I'm going to perform a TA titration as I normally would. If you want to calculate your TA value for your sample, make sure to take a note of your starting volume at this time. You can refer to your SC300 or SC200 manual for a refresher on the procedure, or you can watch our how-to video for the TA test. Add the TA titrant dropwise, and make sure not to overshoot the endpoint, so go slowly as you approach 8.2. Make sure to count 20 beeps. If you are calculating your TA value, note the final volume on your burette. Moving on to our next titration, which will give us our YAN value. Using your YAN reagent that was pH adjusted earlier, this is the magenta red colored solution in the conical tube, add 2 mils of it to the beaker with your wine sample and mix it well for about a minute. After it is well mixed, you can begin the titration with your TA titrant. But do not forget to write down your starting volume at this point. When you reach the endpoint, the unit will signal and the stoplight will appear. Count 20 consecutive beeps. Take note of your final volume. Since we are only interested in calculating our YAN value, we will use the following formula. We have used 1.2 mils of TA titrant, so this is our value for V, and we can calculate our YAN value as follows. Our YAN value is 223.44 milligrams per liter. To finish up, make sure you neutralize any residue of formaldehyde using the provided neutralizer powder. The instructions are provided in the manual, but you want to use a 1/4 teaspoon for every 1 mil of formaldehyde. Then make sure to clean off all the rest of your equipment and store it appropriately. Remember, the YAN formaldehyde reagent needs to be stored out of the reach of children or pets. If you have any issues while running this test, we recommend reviewing your manual for additional information. You can find helpful information about yeast assimilable nitrogen on our website. We have some FAQs, but if you still have unanswered questions or need additional information, you can send us an email or give our tech support a call.